Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning, we're going to talk about how your income affects your financial legacy. So let's jump right into it. So people seem to have quite the disconnect between seeing someone who may have a great income or maybe they have great credit in order for them to look like they're rich, and someone who may have the same income or maybe even a lesser income, but has instead used that income in order to build wealth. And maybe that wealth is behind the scenes and isn't as noticeable based on that person's lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying that each is exclusive, as you can look rich and actually be rich, but there is a certain mindset that I've found to be pretty consistent with those who have established themselves in a certain location and have basically gone through the process of buying a property, paying off that property over time, focusing on both building a defense mind in regards to ensuring that they are living within their means, while not ignoring the offense mind that they also need to have in increasing their income, pursuing opportunities, as well as finding their own investing methodology. But surprisingly, much of this comes down to repetitive consistency once they have built in certain habits. Now, this is consistently being diligent, not hasty, consistently investing in things that they know. And I would also say consistently not losing money, tipping your hat to Warren Buffett. Now, that last one is obvious, but the question is why? Why be diligent with that income that comes in? You want to still be able to enjoy life, don't you? And so oftentimes we can get caught up in wanting to enjoy life and the fruits of our labor and not necessarily looking at the impact on our financial legacy. Well, I hate to break it to you, but your financial legacy depends upon you. Even if you receive an inheritance from a prior generation. Now, if you want to leave the opportunity of having an impact on improving the lives and the lifestyles of generations to come, you'll want to ensure that your resources outlive your retirement, your lifestyle. And if you want to ensure that there's enough left over to advance the causes you want to support, this all depends on you being diligent. Now, in researching this topic, I utilized a resource by the Federal Reserve, and they published a bulletin on the change in incomes and net worth over the last few years. Now, this uses data from a resource I provided in an episode last week from the Survey of Consumer Finances, but narrows the focus to the most recent reporting period. So their research found that less than 40% of families in the bottom half of the income distribution were in a retirement plan, compared to more than 80% of upper middle class income families, and more than 90% of families in the top decile of incomes. Now, investing is a key component of wealth generation, actually taking the money that you earn and putting it to work. And you may choose a different avenue than a retirement plan, or may choose to not maximize the contributions to these plans, but choosing to reinvest into your future is pivotal for creating wealth, and especially generational wealth. Now, you can do this in a myriad of different ways, but they stated that business ownership increases with income, and nearly 40% of families in the top decile of the income distribution owned a business. So if you don't invest in a retirement plan, or even max out that plan, you may choose to invest in a business to build a financial legacy for generations to come. Something that you can either sell and invest the proceeds, or it's something that can be passed down accordingly. So the somewhat disheartening part of this study had to do specifically with incomes. And in looking at the last 3-year period of incomes and the median income, there's an increase of just $2,600. So although we are seeing so many aspects of our world increase in regards to cost with inflation, incomes are relatively flat, and that's been an issue for quite some time. So what does this mean? This means that we have to be especially diligent in ensuring that we are at the proper market rate with our jobs, with our careers, that we are actively investing, that we are hedging against inflation by locking in aspects that you can lock in, like housing costs, vehicles, and especially being that those two are typically the largest investments that we actually make. Another aspect is looking for opportunities that align with us. This means that if you are a CPA, you may consult outside of your day, your day job for organizations and individuals in order to have some kind of side hustle. However you go about it, taking an offense approach to building your income should be part of your strategy, but you can't just leave it there. You must also consider your defense and that defense approach to ensure that you are not inflating your lifestyle based on that additional income, based on increasing your income over time. And instead, you are taking that additional earned income and you are investing it. You are investing it in your future, and that in turn will have an effect on the legacy you leave behind. So the research further found that across age groups, income shows a life cycle and a life cycle pattern, rising to a peak for families in which the reference person or the person that they're referencing in the study is one of the middle age groups, and then declining for those in which the reference person is older and increasingly likely to be retired at that point. Now, this is all to be expected, but depending on your age group, consider your income life cycle. How many years will you be in the career field that you are in? At what point will you need to either transfer that position, transfer that business, or sell that business? Or when do you plan to actually retire? Now, these are all considerations to ensure that your income feeds your actual legacy. Now, my call to action today is to consider what you have done this year to maximize your income and begin thinking about the new year. Think about next year. What goals financially do you have, and what income will you then need to have in order to support those goals accordingly? If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.